gentlemen, we are live.
Beyond exclusive, beyond exciting. Only Rogers Beyond the Seat gives you exclusive access to unique experiences across Canada. Get more with Rogers.
Warning. Sports Interaction is urging you to avoid betting on the playoffs if you are American.
Can you name a Canadian hockey team?
Calgary Canucks.
Blue Hawks, Blue Jays.
You've had one too many concussions.
What is icing?
Butter and sugar.
Stuff you put on a cake?
Cake. Your brain has no hockey thoughts. Or any thoughts.
What is a 5-hole?
I don't know, but it's probably after this 4th hole, right?
If that's not you, then bet on the playoffs with Sports Interaction, your homegrown sports book.
Making memories and creating traditions that last a lifetime. Experience the freedom of the open road or the comfort of your seasonal site with the top floor plans from North America's premier RV brands. Travel with peace of mind. As the largest RV dealer on the prairies, Four Seasons Sales offers the most comprehensive on-site service with 20 vans on the road 7 days a week from Lethbridge, Alberta to Kenora, Ontario. Your RVing memories begin with Four Seasons Sales.
Bright and zesty. Chimichurri steak and cheese and chimichurri veggie. Part of the new globally inspired Subway series.
What I love most about my job is I get to cover a professional sport I've always enjoyed. I'm Hazel May. What a great day for a ball game. My job involves a lot of travel to other ballparks, and I get in a lot of steps walking up and down. There's always that chance I could get injured. It's always good to have Voltaren with me because it really is easy to use and it helps relieve pain. When I travel from city to city and meet a lot of fans who feel like I'm a part of their family, that's really special.
Flame & Clear 2.0. For those who've learned a thing or two, like Marty, who knows the key to grilling is to let the grill grill. You keep the lid down and the night looking up. Refreshing Flame & Clear 2.0. Why not make it 2.0?
Back in Boston, a 2-goal opening period for the home side. First time since Game 1, the Bruins have had a multi-goal lead over the Florida Panthers. Jeremy Swayman stopping all 16 shots he faced. Here's Jim Montgomery when he was asked yesterday what his message was to Swayman after back-to-back losses.
You seen this guy? This guy wants the crease. That's the will and the skill that we want from everyone.
He is the one player that he seemingly hasn't had to worry about in these playoffs. No surprise, he stuck with them in Game 4 here tonight. This was Game 3. Tarasenko on the power play, beating him far side over the shoulder for nearly the exact same spot here tonight. This time, though, Swayman gets a glove on it, and he lets Tarasenko know about it. Fool me twice, Swayman says, as he backstops the Bruins to a perfect opening frame here tonight, John.
There are more games going on within the game in this series than I've seen in a long time. There are different factions that are just happening throughout the period. You got to keep your eye on so many different things, and there's one of them.
Well, we talked about how every series takes on its own identity, own storyline, and this one's got its own identity and a character for sure.
A whole newspaper full of stories.
Oh, yeah. Bobrovsky off the boards. Tarasenko knocks it away, and it's brought up through center by Barkov. Over to Reinhart. Puts it back for Barkov. Barkov chips it around to Reinhart. To the line for Montour. Dumps it back in. Mason Lohrei comes up within the corner. He'll go up the wing, and that'll come to center. Now it's grabbed by Kiki. Morgan Kiki to Jake DeBrusk for the shot right on. Knocked down by Bobrovsky as Montour will hand it off. Barkov pressured by Kiki. Tarasenko to Barkov, and he'll get it to center. Now Reinhart with it. Reinhart down to Tarasenko in front of the net. This calmly poked away by Swayman as Pasternak will clear it up for Geeky and out. Ekblad back after the rolling puck. Up ahead for Bennett. Here comes Bennett. Long shot that sails over the net. 4 hits in the first period for Sam Bennett in this game. As that puck will get away from Ekblad and down the ice. Bruins at their 4th consecutive period in the series with single-digit shots. In that first period here tonight, Bruins have not outshot the Panthers since the first period of Game 1. But they lead in the important category in this one so far tonight in Game 4. Wotherspoon shakes off Kachuk. Got it down for Heinen towards the net. Kicked out by Bobrovsky. Heinen has a look around. He'll go up the wing. Kachuk gets there, and he'll send it across for Carter Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe brings it in. Tries to drag the puck around Pete. Forced back to the net. Dropped it off for Kachuk. Matthew Kachuk up high into the skates of Carter Verhaeghe. Then knocked down Pavel Zacha. Penalty coming up for Carter Verhaeghe. Kulikov will touch it, and the Bruins will go to the power play.
Well, the specialty teams have certainly fallen in the favor of the Bruins here in Game 4 thus far, and they will have an opportunity as Verhaeghe stick gets in the wrong place and Zacha goes down, and the Boston Bruin power play that struck on the Pasternak goal will get another opportunity to see if they can extend this lead. And I think you're right, Bards. When you look at the shot clock, if you know, one team generates a lot of shots, one team doesn't generate as much shots, but you could tell the Bruins are playing much better. There's more pace to their game. They have the puck more often. They're not defending as much. They're killing plays for Florida a lot quicker. They're doing a lot of things a lot better. It hasn't added up in a lot of shots, but the one they worry about is the score.
There's Pasternak. Hands it off for McAvoy. Wasn't in his wheelhouse. Had to take it in his skates. DeBrusque behind the net is bumped. Forsling goes after it. Van Riemsdyk trying to reach in with his stick to jar it loose. Charlie Coyle tied up with Stenlund. Stenlund broke it up. Pasternak dumped it in. Ekblad goes after it. And Ekblad will air it out. Get it down the ice. Pasternak settles it down. That power play goal for the Bruins in the first period ended an 0-for-11 run over the last 6 games without a power play goal. As McAvoy swings it around, Aaron Ekblad comes up with it. Couldn't get it out. DeBrusque is on it. Laid it up high to Charlie Coyle. Over for Pasternak. Pasternak trying to get it down for DeBrusque. Good stick by Forsling, but then Coyle hustles after it. Kept it in. Ekblad on it. Can't get it out. Off the leg of Pasternak, and now Reinhart clears.
Well, that's a couple of clears. Ekblad had trouble getting out of the zone. It's so important when you have an opportunity and a split second to pick a spot to get it down the ice. You hit the spot. Because if you turn it over in your end, boy, oh boy, normally trouble comes following after that.
Morgan Geeky put it off the leg of Luostarinen. He had to look around to find it. Now tracks it down, tries to catch up to it. But Morgan Geeky stuck with him. Pasternak chipped it away. Brazeau over for Lohrei. Mason Lohrei will dump it in. Got away from Bobrovsky. Brazeau trying to move it. Kulikov on it. He'll put it off the glass. Pasternak on the point, kept it in. Brazeau up with a broken stick for Kulikov. Here's Pasternak with it. Pasternak takes a shot. Bobrovsky the save. Kulikov took Stenlund's stick to try and make a defensive play
the wrong
here.
Hand. He's got the wrong hand. He's going to have trouble firing that out.
Well, unless he goes on his backhand, they might get a good one there. Out of the box comes Carter Verhaeghe. Chopped at as Zacha tried to get it in front. Kept in by Lindholm. Lindholm down to Pavel Zacha. Tried a shot. Kulikov blocked it. And it's cleared out, and Luostarinen will get it down the ice. So Kulikov can get to the bench and get a new stick. Lindholm and Verhaeghe collided back in the net. Here's Bennett for Kachuk with a chance. Stopped by Swayman, thrown back out front. Verhaeghe can't get a handle on it. Bennett trying to find it. He's bumped by Lauko. Bennett up with a puck. Takes a hit. Carter Verhaeghe. Bumped by Lauko. Kachuk with a shot. Kicked out by Swayman. Rebound cleared away by Carlo. Ekman Larson dropped it back for Bennett. Lauko goes right after him. Comes up with a puck and swings it over to Beecher. Feature into the Florida zone. Watched by Montour. Around the net, off the boards. Back for Heinen. To the point. Pete gives it back for Heinen. His shot makes it through. Bobrovsky makes the save as he falls backwards with the puck.
Maroon just backs his backside up just enough to bump Bobrovsky. He was yipping at him all through the warm-up, too. And here's the collision at the end of the Boston zone behind Swayman, and it created a little bit of issues for them as Florida gets some end zone time in the offensive zone, and Swayman continues to make good saves. And then here's Maroon standing out in front and getting his grill, man. Be around him, be in front of him. He hasn't had a lot of shots, but Maroon there just bumps him a little bit.
Big rig parked in front, put the back end of the truck there right in front of Bobrovsky.
That's a big truck.
That's a big truck. Why they call it the big rig. Reinhardt will lift it out at center. Knocked down by Witherspoon. Offside called against Florida.
And you know, when you have a team like Florida, they're going to get offensive forays in your zone. They're going to have opportunities. They're going to create scoring chances. This is a very talented hockey club. This is a team that could easily win the Stanley Cup this year. So, and for the Bruins, and I think both coaches have said that, you know, our opponent is going to have some opportunities. They're going to get some offensive chances. We try to limit them, shut them down as fast as we can, and hopefully they don't do too much damage. And I think that's kind of been the definition tonight. Even though Florida's had a number of opportunities, Swayman has kept the damage pretty much, well, at zero. He hasn't given them anything.
Witherspoon gets it up to center for Quail. Heinen lets it go across for Frederick. Back to Heinen to the net. Oh, a big save by Bobrovsky off Danson Heinen, who had a good chance.
Well, I heard Justin Bourne saying that, you know what? If you haven't had a lot of shots as a goaltender, you know, and then you have to make a spectacular save like this here as Quail lays it out to Heinen. It goes through to Frederick, back to Heinen, and Ekblad gets split up along the blue line. Anytime your defense gets spread out too far, the middle of the ice is open, that's not a good thing. And Heinen does a great job of cutting into the middle of the ice. He's got lots of time to make a decision. He looks to go far side, just over the pad and under the blocker, but Bobrovsky, remember that save right there for Bobrovsky. That's a big one.
McAvoy with a try. That went off a leg in front as Pavel Saka is on it. Checked by Lawrence. Van Riemsdyk up high for McAvoy. Over to Lori. Gives it back for Van Riemsdyk. Poked away by Stenlund in a race for it here. McAvoy will hustle back after it. Laid it up ahead for Van Riemsdyk. On to the wing. Brought in by Saka as Brazeau was right beside him and stayed outside. Mikkola lost his stick. Can't get it back. Pavel Zacha nearly came up with it, tried to feed it away for Brazeau. Oposo. Tangled up with Zacha. Kyle Oposo will pull it out for Florida. They'll lift it in the air to center. It'll bounce back into the Bruins end with Montour going after it. He's tracked down by Van Riemsdyk. Van Riemsdyk plays it off the glass. Bruins are on it. Mason Lori with it. Gets to center, dumps it in so Boston can complete their change with Bobrovsky. Playing it for Forsling, who's hit by Maroon. Montour up for Luo Starina. Lundell at center, knocks it into the Bruins end, and Lindholm is on it. Maroon wanted Lauko to play it. Rodriguez goes down outside the line, and Lauko will chase it down to the Florida zone. Kulikov banked it off the boards. It's free and grabbed by Luo Starina. Luo Starina with a long shot, handled with ease by Swayman.
Well, that was a fairly easy one for Swayman to snag it out of the air, and no sense dropping it and creating more problems. Take the face off and move along.
2-0, the Bruins lead Game 4 here in Boston.
I love it when people say that something's impossible. I see that as a challenge.
Step into a world far beyond expectations. Beyond exclusive. Beyond exciting.
Only Rogers Beyond the Seat gives you exclusive access to unique experiences across Canada. Get more with Rogers.
When you're looking for effective pain relief, choose Tylenol. It's clinically proven to start working in 15 to 20 minutes. Tylenol.
The most important thing about a working mom is finding time for my son. My son and I have come up with days that we call mommy-son adventures. We can shoot hoops together. It takes a lot of energy to catch up to him. Yes! If I have an injury, it's nice to know Voltaren is around, and it helps relieve pain and reduce inflammation at the source. Spending time with each other just brings a lot of joy into our hearts.
John, we talk about the game within the game, and here's one that's been going on in chapter 4. It's been going on for 4 games, is Tkachuk and Swayman, and he's gotten in Swayman's grill, and Swayman's like, he's got this grin on his face every time he gets involved with him, and there's a little jab punch, and he gives some defenseman to his rescue, and here he gives him a shove, a little tap on the back of the helmet, a couple more shoves, and tonight he gives him a whack, and then he kind of says, hey, come on. Swayman's like, come on back if you want. Let's do this.
There's been a lot of that going on in this series.
If the score gets out of hand, one invite, he may just go back. It might just happen.
Ball won by the Bruins as Carlo will send it around for Lindholm. Up the center, Frederick trying to tip it in. Quail looked to find it. Bennett comes up with it. He'll dump it in. He's bumped by Frederick. Verhaeghe. Knocked over by Carlo, and here comes Lindholm to get it out. Played it across for Frederick. Flipped it by Kulikov, trying to catch up to it, but Kulikov does a good job to hold back Frederick. Charlie Coyle after the puck. Carter Verhaeghe finds it. Here's Tkachuk. Knocked it back for Bennett. Left it for Tkachuk. Cuts in the middle. Got the shot away. Swayman with the save. Aaron Ekblad will leave it at the point for Ekman Larsson. Ekman Larsson out for Carter Verhaeghe with a high shot over the net. Ekblad to Forsling with a drive. Steered aside by Swayman as he knocks it over the glass and out of play.
Boston has done a really nice job with Florida's top 2 lines. Remember, the big line has been just killing them in this series, and they've done a much better job physically and also defending these lines. Verhaeghe with a nice chance walking in, but look at these opportunities. Even the last rip from Forsling. Swayman has a clear path and a clear vision on every shot that's coming to him. You couldn't say that in the other games. There was more chaos in front of him, more people stopping, screening. He's getting a really good look at these pucks, and if most National Hockey League goaltenders, if they can get a look at it, they're going to save it.
Aaron Ekblad with it. Played it down low. It's off the back of the net. DeBrusque. Trying to work it on the boards. Ekblad is there. Barkov as well. Tied up there as they try to knock it free. Now it comes loose. Tarasenko along the line for Forsling. Forsling to Tarasenko. Shot towards the net. Steered away by Swayman. Tarasenko again towards the net. Swayman knocked it loose. Geeky tried to take off with it, but he was bumped by Forsling as Ekblad will retrieve it. DeBrusque right on Ekblad. Head for Reinhart. Drop back. Forsling to center. Reinhart carries it in. McAvoy tangled up with Barkov. Reinhart with it. Poked away. Geeky got hit by the stick back in the net. Play continues here as they look for the puck in the skates of Barkov. Now it comes out. Witherspoon has got it. Parker Witherspoon up to center, will backhand it in. It skips on net. Bobrovsky played it, and then Pastrnak came flying in on Montour. Lifted out by Lundell and down the ice. Swayman forced to cover it up. And Rodriguez got spun around with Carlo.
Well, one thing the Bruins have really improved upon is killing the plays of Florida a lot quicker than they have been in the last few games. And when I mean kill a play, it means once you're involved in a battle, You make your contact, you get support, get the puck, entry, exit, out of the zone, there you go. Behind the net, you got numbers, 3-on-3. Geeky takes the high stick there a little bit, but look at the Bruins. They're going to battle this out. Barkov's looking around, and they're going to keep battling. Barkov is stepping on the puck. He's looking to try to pass it with his foot. He's so clever, he's going to step on it, and then he's going to whip it out with his foot to somebody, and the Bruins kill it off. They win the battle, they exit the zone.
Puck backhanded in. Swayman sets it up. Lindholm for Carlo. Brazeau tried to get it out. Lundell in the corner, hit by Carlo. And Lindholm, checked by Storinen, back to the net. Knocked over again. Puck comes to the point from Montour with a shot off the stick of Van Riemsdyk. Snap back towards the net. Swayman the save off Mikkola. Brazeau will jump on it. Brazeau swings it over to Van Riemsdyk. Doesn't have a stick. Tried to grab one coming by the bench. Didn't quite work. And it's blowing down the outside. It was a good effort, though.
What a helpless feeling, eh? You know, your puck's coming to you and you don't have your stick. Good creativity trying to grab one from the bench. You know, even if the player didn't see it coming, just take it out of his hands anyway as Brazeau. It's a nice play, Brazeau, because he draws Rodriguez over and then lays it out. Unfortunately, Van Riemsdyk didn't have a twig in his hand. It's like the weirdest feeling when the puck's coming to you and you don't have a stick, especially in your end of the ice.
Good effort, though, it's still to kick it up and keep the play going forward, not force a turnover going back the other way.
And he was so tight to the boards that the training staff couldn't see he didn't have a stick, right? So normally those guys would have a stick ready within seconds.
Right, so the players are handing sticks out left, right, and center like
it's a smorgasbord of sticks, just take one.
Marathon with the water cups, just everything, grab one going by. Stenlin's going to get tossed out of the draw. Oposo in to take it against Beecher. Mason Lohrei up onto the wing as Beecher will force it in. Kulikov is there. Back around for Ekman Larson. Out to center and knocked down the ice by Stenlin. McAvoy hit by Oposo. Beecher dumped by Kulikov. Puck makes it out to center. Now Lauko trying to catch up to it. Rolling puck. But he settled it down. He's got Lawrence right on him. Beecher helps him out to the point. McAvoy with it. Hands it out for Beecher over to Lohrei with a shot. Got tipped wide. Lauko trying to get a stick on it. McAvoy shakes off Stenlin. Ekman Larson hit by Lauko. And that one gets tipped and goes over the glass into the seats. Lohrei saying it wasn't, but all the officials saying it was. Physical play in this series continues tonight here in Game 4 with Storinen lining up Hampus Lindholm.
My sanctuary, a nice long drive, or quality time for my peeps, and I'm good. But what about my boy Casey Collins from Law & Order Toronto? Let's ask him. And this is the power of Sanctuary, presented by the all-new Lincoln Nautilus. Casey, what's good? All is well. Glad we're doing this, man. The show is fire, by the way. I hear, though, you're an elite baseball player.
I appreciate that. I do a pretty good job. It's a place to get away, have fun, and reminisce. Wow, this car is the future.
What was your first relationship with the game of baseball?
Watching it with my grandmother. We used to watch it all the time.
Now you have your own family. What's it like to share the sport with them?
Makes you front foot good. Makes me feel proud. Just being able to experience that and show him something Daddy used to do that we can do together. There's nothing you can really articulate how that feels.
When it feels like all that's left is work hard, it's time to play again. Easily find your next favorite game with Bodog. Free casino games, poker tips, and sports odds. Make a play.
Oh, Kyle Oposo down in the corner, and Lohrei sees him hand this puck over the glass. Here it comes up the wall, and he goes off his glove right over the glass. And he's pointing to him. Comes from Oliver Ekman-Larsson. There was no deflection on that puck either. That was straight to him, and then he bats it over the glass. And the referee is telling him that it's his glove that put it over the glass. He didn't shoot it over, therefore there's no penalty on the play.
Yeah, tipped it out. You can see the explanation there for Montgomery. Different if you have it in the air with your hand and completely bat it out over, but shots 22-10 in favor of the Panthers. 2-0 Boston. Icing call here against Florida.
Well, face-off so important this time of year. Every one draw in the offensive zone gives you possession and opportunity. Also gives you a chance on the icings to make the line changes you want if you're the home team, right? You get to put out the group of guys you want out there. And right now it looks like they're going to go Geeky against Barkov.
Barkov gets his warning. Geeky won the draw, dropped it back to Brusk, over to Mason Lohrei with a shot right into the shin pads of Reinhart. Geeky back of the net trying to play it on his knees. Barkov on the puck, flips it up ahead. Tarasenko's got it out at center. Reinhart can't get by McAvoy. Pastrnak reaching in for it. Reinhart off the glass, knocked down by Geeky. Morgan Geeky kept it in. Pastrnak trying to make a play, but it was batted away by Forsling. And Geeky will finish his check on Barkov in front of the Boston bench as the puck comes to Swayman and he covers it up.
A couple of occasions, Florida, from the top of the circles to the blue line in their zone, they just haven't got pucks out. For whatever reason, whether it's hit a Bruins stick or someone like Tarasenko just kind of overskates a little bit, they've given the Bruins opportunity to have a couple extra seconds in the offensive zone and more possession. And I'm pretty sure Paul Maurice is going to want to address that. Guys, we have to make cleaner exits. We don't want to, if we have the puck on our stick, we don't want to give our opponent opportunity when we have it on our stick. We've got to be cleaner.
Beecher won the draw, got it back. Wotherspoon played it behind the net, and then Kachuk ran into Pete. Verhaeghe trying to play it as he's tangled up with Frederick. Peak will send it back. Wotherspoon has got it. Up the middle. Tipped in by Quail for Heinen. To Frederick. On his backhand. Centered. Quail to the net. Stopped by Bobrovsky. Rebound. Chance for Heinen. Shot wide. Peak will fire it down around the boards. Heinen is there waiting for it. Goes back to the net for Quail. Peak races in. Dropped it off for Frederick. He'll leave it for Heinen. Danton Heinen along the line. Tipped away by Montour. Mikkola. Back on it for Florida. Mikkola carries it up to center. Zaka lost an edge. Fell. Wotherspoon off the foot of Lundell. Zaka can't get it through center ice, so he'll take it once more. Checked by Rodriguez. Now a turnover. Rodriguez then has his stick break as he tried to make the pass. Ekman-Larsson throws it up ahead for Luos Karina. He'll turn it center ice and fire it into the Bruins zone. Wotherspoon after the puck. Pumped by Lundell. And Riemsdyk trying to knock it down off the glass, and that is called a pass against the Panthers.
Well, the Quail line has been really good tonight. They've had a couple of good offensive chances on some transitional plays. How about this little tip pass right there that goes to Heinen, and then he finds Frederick, and going to the net is Quail. And that's what you have to do when you enter the zone on the Panthers, is send somebody to the net. Someone has to go to the net to back everybody off, to give the space, and a good opportunity for Quail. They didn't finish it off, but that line has looked pretty good. I mean, Heinen joining back in here in the series, and
Forsling to center, dumps it in. Lindholm played it around for Carlo up the boards. Pastrnak will tip it down the ice. That's going to be an icing call and brought back to the Bruins end.
Well, Jacob Lauko come into the lineup, and I thought he did a really great job in Game 3. He brought some energy, some excitement. He had some really good plays, offensive plays at the net, scored a big goal, and at the end of the day, you bring in Heinen into your lineup tonight, you lose your captain, but you get to bring Heinen into your lineup. And again, it changes the look of your top two lines, gives you an experienced guy, a penalty killer, and a guy that can bring some energy.
On the point, Ekblad with a drive. Friendly fire, took down Tarasenko. Barkov on the puck. Tarasenko goes to the Florida bench. Quick shot right on by Reinhart, and Swayman will make the save.
Well, the one thing you don't have is you don't have padding on the backside of your body. All the padding is at the front. Now Reinhart wins this draw, and as Tarasenko goes to turn, he exposes the back of his left leg, and I think that's where it catches him. And he vacates the ice quickly, and then Barkov is so dangerous. I mean, if he can get turned around facing the interior part of the ice, man, he is even more dangerous. You got to try to keep his back to the middle of the ice. Don't let him get turned around. Push him into the glass and keep him facing the glass where he can't see where his line mates are. Because if he can, you'll find them.
Montour at the point, dumps it in. Witherspoon got it around the boards. Montour was there to stop it. Back behind the net, Bennett rolling puck out for Carter Verhaeghe with a shot off the mask of Swayman, and he'll squeeze it in between his pads.
Yeah, and trying to get in to Swayman is Tkachuk. I mean, he knows this puck is saved. He knows that there's going to be no chance of getting any rebound, but he wants to get in there because he just wants someone to pop him. Somebody hit me, someone take a penalty on me. He draws a lot of penalties, and he wants to get in there and be an irritant. Bennett walks out. Good job right there by Pete Fressenham. Verhaeghe gets this straight up, catches him right in the mask, and it drops straight down between his legs where he's able to freeze it. And then, of course, all the shenanigans that involve number 19 on a regular basis at the net. He does enjoy it. He likes to get in there and dust it up. And the more people he's got chasing him down, the more he likes it.
Verhaeghe will take the draw against Charlie Quail. Quail wins it. Lindholm up with it. Lindholm, long pass out to center, grabbed by Quail. He'll drive the net, and he shot it wide, trying to beat Bobrovsky on the club side as he fights to get it back from Montour. Verhaeghe dumps it in. Lindholm goes after it. Hit by Tkachuk. Carlo after the rolling puck. Carlo ahead for Frederick. Frederick crosses the line. Played it for Danson Heinen. Heinen up with it. Around the net. Centered in front. Quail with a chance, and Bobrovsky makes the save.
Again, the Quail line and a couple of great scoring chances. And what they're doing is they're gaining speed through the neutral zone, and that's how Quail gets this breakaway, because it's a long launched pass and it's a tip play. And if you launch it a long way and tip it, the defenders who are standing up get caught flat-footed. And then all of a sudden you get to break up the ice like Quail had. And then Heinen does a real good job of his holding on and holding on and holding on to this puck. Everyone is staring at him, and he gets it out to Quail right in the slot area. But yeah, it's 2-0. But the Bruins, you know, they've had a lot of chances here on Bobrovsky, and they have not been able to get that third goal. And I think it would go a long way. Bobrovsky's made a couple of really nice saves after he let that long one in from Carlo.
Stanley for Kulikov. Lauko steps in and goes after it. Worked over by Ekman-Larsson. Slides it for Lohrei. Lohrei got it to McAvoy. Pass was in his skates. He was desperately trying to get it back up to his stick for a shot as Oposo will clear it out. Lohrei knocked it down. Lauko fired it back. Ekman-Larsson played it up ahead, and now Stenlund will bring it in. Collides with Lauko. Oposo after the puck. He falls over the stick that was there. Now he's back up and rolls it behind the net. Lohrei up for Maroon and out. Beecher trying to get around Ekman-Larsson, didn't work. Stenlund. Slide it over. Lawrence into the corner. Stenlund after it. Tied up by Lohrei. Then Oposo goes after McAvoy, but he cleared the puck out. Aaron Ekblad with it. The former Barry Colt gets the center, and he'll dump it in. Lundell back to the net for Rodriguez. Scores! Anton Lundell got the puck and fired it in behind Swayman, and the Panthers are on the board with 5:09 to go in the second. It's 2-1.
What a great entry and a really well set up play. And Lundell ends up burying this quickly, and you had to let it go right away because Swayman's been so sharp in this one. And Boston has missed a couple of breaks, a couple of slot shots, and here's the dump in, and it gets re-dumped back behind the net by Lundell, and there's Rodriguez right there to get it, and it's right onto the tape of Lundell, and it's gone fast. And you see Van Riemsdyk right there. I mean, he's coming into the middle of the ice to play his zone. He had to take Lundell's stick away. He had to get in there on him quickly. He didn't, and this thing beats Swayman on the short side. He just didn't get up against the post. Well-executed dump in, well-executed play by Rodriguez.
First of the playoffs for Anton Lundell. And the Panthers are on the board here in Game 4. Aaron Ekblad will skate it out. He'll get to center. Ekblad working his way in over to Reinhart out of his reach. Back of the net, Reinhart to the point. Forsling with it. Rolling towards the net. That one off the goal post. An innocent looking wrist shot for the point. When it caught the post and stayed up. DeBrusk chopping at it. Can't clear. Tarasenko to Reinhart for Forsling with a drive. Swayman kicked it out. Carlo has got it. Carlo hands it off, and it's picked up by Pasternak for DeBrusk. Going to the net. Put it through the legs of Bobrovsky, and it went wide. Charlie Quail fires it back in. Ekblad after it. Pasternak comes up with it. Pasternak off the boards, trying to go to the point for Peak, and it's cleared away as Verhaeghe will race after. Wotherspoon is back on it first. Danson Heineck works it into the Florida zone. Montour after the puck. Montour takes the hit. Good shot. Got it to the point, but Peak is there to bounce it off the boards and back in. It stays in play with Frederick looking for it. Heineck back in the net. Coyle knocked it down off the glass. Tied up by Bennett. Verhaeghe out to center. Stepping up on the play was Peak. Got his stick on it. Frederick now trying to knock it loose. Bennett's got it back, and he'll feed it off for Ekblad. Aaron Ekblad up to the Boston line. Turned back by Wotherspoon. Montour. Watched by Frederick. Montour, long pass up through center, but Zucker got his stick in the way. Ostarina for Rodriguez. Dropped it back. Ostarina goes back behind the net. Lundell chases after it. Lundell turns, throws it towards the net. Comes back to Montour. His drive is stopped by Swayman with Rodriguez right in front.
Lundell gets the Panthers on the board, and then a few seconds later, this thing was almost all tied up as it clanks off the far post. Swayman never saw it. The Bruins, another chance by DeBrusk. No goal.
Sanctuary can be found in many different places and forms, including an all-new vehicle designed to put you at ease.
This is the power of Sanctuary, presented by the all-new Lincoln Nautilus.
Jennifer, get in. I got the brand new Nautilus. Let's go for a ride.
Yes, let's go.
What have you been up to since you retired?
So obviously I retired from diving, but I did not retire from sport because now I'm a mom of 2 boys. So this is a bigger sport.
How do you find time for yourself?
I really love doing Pilates. The scent is actually calming.
What's it like for you to be in this class and find community with the other people who are doing Pilates with you?
I can have some new friends now. When we are here, we are all connected, and I feel more grounded. I just feel in harmony when I do a Pilates class. And then after, I can go back home and just being really in a good zone for my family.
It's all over, folks, and the run has come to an end.
You'll be so far away.
A Canadian team hasn't won in over 30 years. Maybe it's time we try something different. This playoff season, let's cheer with the fans we've always cheered against. The playoffs at Boston Pizza.
This game was sitting at 2-0, and the Boston Bruins had a couple of really good opportunities to make it 3-0. Frederick to Heinen, he's all alone. He tries to go far side. Bobrovsky with a beautiful save. And then a three-way pass play, and Quail ends up on a breakaway. He tries to go short side high, misses that one. And then what happens? A few moments later, a dump in, a Rodriguez to Lundell pass from behind the net. And all of a sudden, it's a one-goal game. And the Florida Panthers, in their last 2 or 3 shifts, have spent quite a bit of time in the Boston end. They're starting to feel it a little bit now that they got that first marker on the board.
Under 3 minutes to go here in the second period, as John Beecher will line up against Evan Rodriguez.